YouTube, what's going on? What's going on, man? I'm just hitting y'all, you know what I'm saying? Hitting y'all with an early video, man. Gotta start hitting these algorithms, man. I gotta stop playing and start putting in work on this YouTube. But yeah, man, I just wanted to go in on Nobama real quick, man. A little 5-10 minute quick video real quick before I handle my business. Yeah, this dude, Barack Obama, man. It's nothing but a puppet, a pawn, just a puppet, man. He I don't got no faith in the man. I knew it. I'm starting to think that a lot of these politicians or just people, period, that are out in these media in the media are really actors and pawns any damn way, right? This dude is just he didn't, he was put in place for us to get our vote, not to do nothing for us. He killed two. They killed two birds with one stone, and they really made it to where it worked. You know what I'm saying? They really made it to where this dude, um, they got he got done what they wanted him to get done for them, and that was that. And then other than that, doing stuff for us is not optional at all. Not an option. Not an option. But giving us the illusion is an option, right? Giving us the false hopes and false change, that's definitely an option. That's mandatory. They had to do that. All right, so let me go in and show a little bit of this real quick, man. This little Nobama moment, right? All right, so oops, damn, I keep doing that. Sorry about that. All right, so let's go back. Let's go over here. Real
What do you think is going to happen?
All right, so let me show y'all, right, with this couple of new roles this dude got, man. All right, let me show you how much of a puppet this dude is.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Jeff?
So President Obama is on the verge of returning back to the campaign trail on September 13th in Philadelphia for Hillary Clinton. But that is not all. Democrats familiar with his schedule tell me he's going to devote nearly all of October to campaigning for Hillary Clinton. He's going to be, of course, trying to fire up black voters in North Carolina.
Oh, same thing he did. Same thing they used him for before, right? To get the black vote. He's being used to fire up black voters. But see, that just goes to show. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is going to work on a lot of so-called black people, right? So-called. This is going to work on a lot of us. A lot of these older black folks that they're going to fall right into that. These older church-going folks. These faithful to this society folks. You know what I mean? These people that put everything and put all their money and everything towards the Democrats, right? This is going to go for them. This is that right there. This is is all that all day. This is basically what that is. So I'm not surprised here, man. So why are you so what are they trying to say, that Hillary Clinton is going to run again? But the thing is, again, they'll let you know that old him and Hillary thing and them not getting along and all that was a bunch of bullshit. That was a bunch of bullshit. We got to stop feeding into this stuff, man, and this madness, man. We got to really stop feeding into this madness. I knew it was bullshit. I knew it was too good to be true. I knew that they didn't have no damn problems and nothing like that. That was just all ploy, just to, one thing about here in America, I noticed is it's always to turn people against each other, right? To turn, a biased person against another biased person. But you see what I'm saying? Turn the biased person against another biased person, and then that's basically what it is, man. And then I'm not feeling it. I'm done. I'm really done with the whole situation, the whole just BS of I'm just done with it, man. It's just left, right, Democrat, Republican. It's all brainwashery, man. It's all brainwashery. It's all divide and conquer, right? Opposition versus opposition, spy versus spy, right? Remember them old spy versus spy cartoons? The white spy versus the black spy. This is exactly what this is, right? WWF.
On other states, but also setting his sights on Iowa and Nevada. Those are two states with more white populations, particularly Iowa, where he won and she is struggling mightily. So look for him to be all in October, as well as Joe Biden and Michelle Obama. But in October, the president will be the third candidate on the field.
All hands on deck.
Wow. All right. Let me see. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
women mentalities and deal with racism in our societies and build bridges between people. It can do that. Second, we aren't going to get rid of all offensive or inflammatory content on the web. That is a straw man. We'd be wrong to try. Freedom of speech is at the heart of every democratic
Then why are you
society.
going against?
In America,
Why are you talking about
those protections
disinformation
are-
then, dude? How are you going to talk about freedom of speech is at the heart of every, whatever the case is, but then you're trying to talk about, you're trying to go against people speaking and having their freedom of speech. You're trying to challenge that just because it don't go with your narrative.
enshrined in the First Amendment to our Constitution. There's a reason it came first in the Bill of Rights. I'm pretty close to a First Amendment absolutist. I believe that in most instances, the answer to bad speech is good speech. I believe that the free, robust, sometimes antagonistic exchange of ideas produces better outcomes and a healthier society. No democratic government can or should do what China, for example, is doing, simply telling people what they can and cannot say or publish while trying to control what others say about their country abroad. And I don't have a lot of confidence that any single individual or organization, private or public, should be charged or we do a good job at determining who gets to hear what. That said, the First Amendment is a check on the power of the state. It doesn't apply to private companies like Facebook or Twitter, any more than it applies to editorial decisions made by the New York Times or Fox News. Never has. Social media companies already make choices about what is or is not allowed on their platforms and how that content appears, both explicitly through content moderation.
So you're trying to justify it by saying, oh, they already have their terms and conditions. They already have what the, bro, this just goes to show this man is with the establishment, man. This man is not for change. This man is a puppet. He's a pawn. He's just going with these European people tell him to do. He's going with the European government is telling him to do, man. That's all it is, man. He's a pawn. He's trying to justify, oh, well, they already have their terms. They already have their what they deem as information, misinformation anyway. So what I'm talking about, what I'm doing ain't nothing.
And implicitly through algorithms. The problem is we often don't know what principles govern those decisions. And on an issue of enormous public interest, there has been little public debate and practically no democratic oversight. 3, any rules we come up with to govern the distribution of content on the internet will involve value judgments. None of us are perfectly objective. What we consider an unshakable truth today may prove to be totally wrong tomorrow. But that doesn't mean some things aren't truer than others. Or that we can't draw lines between opinions, facts, honest mistakes, intentional deceptions. We make these distinctions all the time in our daily lives. At work, in school, at home, in sports. And we can do the same when it comes to internet content. As long as we agree on a set of principles, some core values to guide the work. So, in the interest of full transparency, here's what I think our guiding principles should be. The way I'm going to evaluate any proposal touching on social media and the internet is whether it strengthens or weakens the prospects for a healthy, inclusive democracy. Whether it encourages robust debate and respect for our differences. whether it reinforces rule of law and self-governance, whether it helps us make collective decisions based on the best available information, and whether it recognizes the rights and freedoms and dignity of all of our citizens. Whatever changes contribute to that vision, I'm for. Whatever erodes that vision, I'm against. Just so you know. All right, so with that as my starting point, I believe we have to address not just the supply of toxic information, but also the demand for it. On the supply side, tech platforms need to accept that they play a unique role in how we as a people and people around the world are consuming information, and that their decisions have an impact on every aspect of society. With that power comes accountability. And in democracies like ours, at least, the need for some democratic oversight. For years, social media companies have resisted that kind of accountability. They're not unique in that regard. Every private corporation wants to do anything it wants. So the social media platforms call themselves neutral platforms with no editorial role in what their users.
But if it's
saw.
if they're neutral platforms, then how do they deem misinformation on certain things and not misinformation on other things? And why is it only misinformation when content creators or people that are on these platforms dish it out, but it's not misinformation with when certain social media platforms put their information, or excuse me, like YouTube and stuff like that, put certain things out, or have these content creators or pay them to do that? How is that not misinformation? When the mainstream media puts certain information out and that's not deemed to be true or non-fact checked, how is that not misinformation? It's only misinformation when it's us, when it's the people, right? Pay attention.
They insisted that the content people see on social media has no impact on their beliefs or behavior, even though their business models and their profits are based on telling advertisers the exact opposite. Now, the good news is that almost all the big tech platforms now acknowledge some responsibility for content on their platforms, and they're investing in large teams of people to monitor it. Given the sheer volume of content, this strategy can feel like a game of whack-a-mole. Still, in talking to people at these companies, I believe they are sincere in trying to limit content that engages in hate speech, encourages violence, or poses a threat to public safety. They genuinely are concerned about it. They want to do something about it. But while content moderation can limit the distribution of clearly dangerous content, it doesn't go far enough. Users who want to spread disinformation have become experts at pushing right up to the line of what at least published company policies allow.
Okay, if it's fact and if it's truth, how is it misinformation? If somebody comes up with some facts or some truth about something, how is that shit misinformation? Please, anybody tell me that shit. Answer me that question. If I come up with something truthful right now or something that's facts, how is that misinformation? Just because the mainstream media doesn't push the same, you see what I'm saying? Or doesn't want to acknowledge that, or doesn't, you see what I'm saying? Want to deem that as a fact or true. These people, this is turning into some communism type shit. Y'all seen the video I did yesterday with you see what I'm saying? Biden and them are low-key linked to this communist party, right? And they try to talk about he distanced himself from this man that's linked to this damn communist party. It's all common, talking about too far left. These people are trying to do, they're ushering it slowly, man. They pushing slow stuff, like the 9/11 stuff with the, was it a Patriot Act and stuff like that, and Homeland Security. Nazi Germany had the Fatherland Security, right? No, yeah, right? An Enabling Act. You see that? And that was socialism going on, right? So you see how these people, it's just all bullshit. It's all games. It's all recycled. Same old, man. All right, I'm about to get off here though.
And at those margins, social media platforms tend not to want to do anything.
That's not true. That's
Not
not
just because they don't want to be accused
That's
of
not
censorship.
true. That's not true. What are you talking about? People get struck down. Their pages get struck down all the time. People get their pages took down. People get blocked off. You see, he's lying. That's a lie right there. Now he's spreading some misinformation. That's bullshit. Just because it comes from this guy, it's not a misinformation, right? That's a lie, man. YouTube, everybody takes videos down. You know what I'm saying? They're always, that's not true. All these companies don't want to do nothing about it. So you got to come and do something about it, Obama. The government has to come. You see how they do that? Oh, it's time for big government to come in. It's time for big government to save the day. It's time for big government to do what these social media companies don't want to do. I'm telling you.
Because they still have a financial incentive to keep as many users engaged as
That's
possible.
not true. That's not true. They'll kick your ass off. They'll terminate people
More
left and right. That's
importantly,
not
these
true.
companies are still way too guarded about how exactly their standards operate, or how their engagement ranking systems influence what goes viral and what doesn't. Now, some companies have been taking the next step in managing toxic content. Experimenting
Toxic.
new-
This word toxic. When the government, just like woke, they took our word woke and they used that shit for something bad. We used that shit 11 years ago. Long ass time ago on the internet. We've been using that word. Bishop, how you doing, man? Been using the word woke. Now all of a sudden it's a bad term, right? Now it's a term with it's a leftist term, right? All of a sudden, boogeyman leftist term. You see what I'm saying? Now toxic is another one. Now they use that for toxic masculinity. That just basically just describe so-called black men, right? That's all that is. You know.
product designs that, to use just one example, add friction to slow the spread of potentially harmful content. And that kind of innovation is a step in the right direction.
Oh, wow.
It should be applauded.
Wow.
But I also think decisions like this shouldn't be left solely to private interests. These decisions affect all of us. And just like every other industry that has a big impact on our society, that means these big platforms need to be subject to some level of public oversight and regulation.
Wow.
And right now, a lot of the regulatory
But if
debate.
these companies already have their censorship, and they already have censorship and policies and stuff like that, why would you need to come in and do that? Why would the government need to come in? Why would you need to come? These people just letting you know that you don't have no power, man. You have no say so. You need to be you need a babysitter, right? You know what I'm saying? Like your kids at preschool and daycare, you need to get a babysitter, though. That's basically what you need. That's what he's saying.
It centers on Section 230 of the United States Code, which, as some of you know, says that tech companies generally can't be held liable for most content that other people post on their platforms. But let's face it, these platforms are not like the old phone company. While I'm not convinced that wholesale repeal of Section 230 is the answer, it is clear that tech companies have changed dramatically over the last 20 years. And we need to consider reforms to Section 230 to account for those changes, including whether platforms should be required to have a higher standard of care when it comes to advertising on their site.
But he's not telling you to, not United States codes that I think it's 18 or something. Something like that basically protects you from, and lets you know, and even, in the Bill of Rights and stuff like that, man, Constitution, stuff like that, basically, Declaration of Independence basically lets you know too, man, you could, if the government ain't doing you right, and if they're not doing, justice by you and not serving the purposely and serving you right, then you could just kick them out. So I don't understand, and they're not going to tell you that. They just want to tell you certain things, right? That fits their agenda, certain United States codes and this and that. And But it's just a bunch of bullshit, man. It really is. I'm not surprised that they're pushing this, man. They're basically telling you censorship, you know what I'm saying, is coming. You know, the Elon Musk thing, that I don't know, that could all be some bullshit. That could all be a ploy, but what if it's real and you know, really he really is trying to buy it, you know, and they're trying to stop him from buying it, man. And you know what I'm saying, what if he is trying to make it to where, you know what I'm saying, where censorship, you know, just for them to stop censorship, and you know, what if that's true, you know? What up, Dark Boss in the house? My man. I'm about to get off this bad boy. Let me play a couple more minutes. I gotta go run.
And by the way, I believe and I've seen that regulation and innovation are not mutually exclusive. Now, here in the United States, we have a long history of regulating new technologies in the name of public safety, from cars and airplanes to prescription drugs to appliances. And while companies initially always complain that the rules are going to stifle innovation and destroy the industry, the truth is that a good regulatory environment usually ends up spurring innovation because it raises the bar
Oh my God.
on safety and quality. And it turns out that innovation can meet that higher bar. And if consumers trust that new technology is doing right by them and is safe, they're more likely to use it. And if properly structured, regulation can promote competition and keep incumbents from freezing out new innovators. So a regulatory structure, a smart one, needs to be in place, designed in consultation with tech companies and experts and communities that are
Who is the
affected,
experts though?
including
What experts? Who?
communities of color and others that
What is the
sometimes are not
community of
well
color? What is that?
represented.
What is that? What are we talking about?
Here in
See,
Silicon
they usually
Valley.
broad in these terms. What the hell is a community of color, dude? I'm not. That shit is weird to me. They try to make it seem like we crayons and shit, dude. Like we need to stop with these terminologies and stop with all this shit. Stop calling ourselves that shit. We're not that. We're not no damn people of color. That's a bunch of some shit. The label that they put on us. People like France Boas and people like that put. Nah, I'm not going for all that. So that's too broad and ambiguous. You see what I'm saying? I'm so sorry. I'm not going for this shit. I'm not gonna get led to the slaughter. I don't want to be told what to do. You gotta be told what to do at your job everywhere. Man, fucking apartments, house, whatever the hell. Everybody got, you know, you're always being told what to do. I mean, I think the American people are tired of being told what to do. You know?
That will allow these companies to operate effectively while also slowing the spread of harmful content.
What is harmful content? Something that the government deems as not. You see, it's just too much, man. I'm about to get off here though, y'all. I'm just tired of it. But see, a lot of us, I'm glad that, you know, Doc Boss and you know what I'm saying, BJ Shaq, you know what I'm saying, you know, a lot of us, you know, Bishop Scott, you know, a lot of us, you know, and even the elders and stuff like that I talk to. I'm glad that they're not on it, man. I'm glad that they're, you know, seeing through the BS, man, because it's a bunch of BS. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And so I can see that. Ooh, that's true. You got to be talking about a moderate, progressive, liberal agenda. Other than that, they ain't gonna. That's true. Oh yeah, and yeah, his bosses are the puppet. That's true. Yeah, this dude, does he really got more say so than Biden? Right? Does he really got more say so than Biden? So I'm about to get off here, y'all. But you know, I gotta handle some business. But thanks for coming on, y'all. I appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe if y'all want to share this out. I appreciate that. Share this out to y'all social media. I'm gonna do a show later on at 8 o'clock. Talking about James Carville on how he's telling people to shut up. And Biden has done stuff for us. No, he has not. He has not done nothing for no so-called black people at all. He hasn't done nothing for us. And see, they throw in these broad, ambiguous terms talking about this, and that, but it's not for us though. See, that we're the only group that they can play like that. That we're the only group that they could. You see what I'm saying? Use the genie and the rabbit in the hat trick, right? We're the only group that they could do like that, and they constantly do like that. You see what I'm saying? There's a reason why they're doing for other groups and not us, man. I ain't gonna go too much into it right now, though. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Bishop, thanks for coming on. Doc Boss, thanks for coming on. Everybody, thanks for coming on. And if y'all want, y'all could join me later on the 8 o'clock show. I really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. I already know y'all subscribe, share it out, share it out. If y'all want, share it out. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about Clyburn too. I'm gonna definitely talk about Clyburn too. Bishop Scott, he's a piece of dirt. He's a piece of crap. All right. So yeah, thanks, Bishop. Thanks, Doc Boss. Thanks everybody for coming on. I appreciate it. And like, share out. Share this to your social media so I can hit the algorithm. And yeah, thanks a lot for coming on and tuning in. You know, peace out, y'all. Have a good day. I'm out.